If you clicked on this video, I'm guessing you're ready to finally hit that six-figure mark in your small business. So make sure you stick around to the very end because I'm sharing how to make 100K in your business and the top 3 things I did to help me get to a six-figure income. Want even more of the best branding and business advice specifically for women in business? Subscribe to my channel and click the bell to be notified each time I post a new video. I'm Moriah, the founder and creative director of Moriah Riona Branding, where we help coaches, creatives, and service-based female entrepreneurs build exclusive luxury brands so they can make more money while pursuing their life's passion. And speaking of making more money, here are the top 3 things I did to finally make 100K in my small business. Tip number 1, develop a 100K mindset. I am an avid reader of business and self-development books, and one of my all-time favorites is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. In fact, I've actually read it 3 times, and I have honestly gleaned incredible new insights with each read. One of my favorite lessons from the book is this idea that Covey presents that all things are created twice. First in your mind and then in the real world. This can seem a little woo-woo or out there at first, but it's actually very practical. Anything you want to create, you first need to create with your own mind. It's only from that concept that you can then create anything real or tangible in the world. Covey uses the example of the construction of a home. You first have to have a very clear picture of the exact home you want, the features, the size, the building materials, etc., in your mind before you can ever lay the foundation. The same is true with our businesses. Long before we're launching a new program or service, we've been dreaming it up, outlining all the details in our minds first. So hopefully you can get on board with this idea. I think we all understand that there is a thought process and a mental clarity that is needed before we can produce anything tangible in the real world. However, for some reason, when it comes to money and our income, we can get pretty fuzzy with that mental picture. Most entrepreneurs I know have a monetary goal for their business, but when asked about the process to reach that goal, they don't always have an answer. More than that, while they might have a dream number they want to reach, let's say $100,000, they don't actually believe it's possible. I've found over the last few years that it's absolutely possible to reach your monetary goals, but you need a plan to do so. You also need to believe that it's achievable. If we choose a monetary goal like $100,000 or maybe even $1 million, if that number feels purely aspirational to us and not actually achievable, that almost certainly guarantees we won't achieve it. And that's what it means to develop a 100K mindset. It's not about choosing a number and then sitting back and hoping and wishing it will appear in your bank account. It's about creating it first in your mind and then creating it in the real world. When it comes to changing your mindset, maybe you need to change the way you view your services and the value you provide. I was able to exceed my annual revenue goal this year because I raised my prices by 2.5 times. Previously, I had thought that was completely impossible, but I worked with a coach who helped me with my mindset, and I realized that the only reason it was impossible was because I had decided it was. I was literally holding myself back from earning more. Over the last few years, I have found that the number 1 thing that will either hold me back or propel me forward in my business is my mindset. That's it. I actually talked a lot more about my journey to change my money mindset in this video, how to attract higher paying clients. I'll put the link in the description down below. Tip number 2, have a plan to reach 100,000. As I just mentioned in the previous tip, it's simply not enough to want to reach $100,000. You need to have an actual plan of how you'll get there. Start with the end in mind. If you know your revenue goal is $100,000 for the year, divide that by the number of clients you could reasonably take on. If you're anything like me, you'll probably realize that what you're currently charging for your services is simply too low to actually meet the goal. I realized that I was really trying to take on too many clients for the incredibly high level of service I was providing. So I needed to charge more, a lot more. Once you know how many clients you need to reach your revenue goal, you'll need to create a plan on how to get those clients. Again, this cannot be fuzzy. It needs to be concrete, and you need to map out the exact steps of how you'll get there. This plan is essentially a marketing strategy. How will you market your business and attract and book X number of clients? In my signature program, Luxury Brand Leader, we work one-on-one with our clients to build luxury brand platforms that attract their ideal clients. But here's the thing about branding. It's not marketing. While the two are definitely intrinsically connected, they're not the same thing. Branding is the feeling someone has about your business. Marketing is how you tell them about your business. I noticed very early on in my branding studio that I would create these gorgeous, robust visual brands for my clients. Once I was done, the client thought that they would just launch their new site and people would be beating down the doors to work with them. They didn't realize that you have to promote and market the new brand so people even know about it. That's why I made the decision to include basic marketing strategy in my new program, Luxury Brand Leader. I really want to set my clients up for the most success possible and not hand off this new brand platform that they have no idea what to do with. So during our sessions, we typically outline a client's funnel. Basically, how will they build an audience and how will they convert that audience into paying customers? If you'd like more information about building marketing funnels, let me know in a comment down below. It's actually something I have never talked about on here before, but we are obsessed with funnel building in our business, especially for our clients. So I'm thinking about making a video on it. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. Tip number 3, simplify your offers. One of the biggest things I've done to make more money in my business is actually offering less. I know this seems counterintuitive. Wouldn't you make more by offering more? Surprisingly, for me at least, that wasn't the case. Just like getting hyper-focused in your niche and your ideal client, I think the more focused you can get with your offers, the more successful you'll be. When I first started my branding studio, everything was a la carte, and I had 7 to 10 different service offerings. This wide array of offers has 2 negative effects. First, by presenting too many options, you can actually confuse or overwhelm your clients to the point where they won't make a decision at all. This is sometimes called paralysis by analysis. You might think that the client wants a wide variety of options, but in actuality, what they really want is a clear offer with a clear result. Secondly, when you have too many offers, you stretch yourself or your team too thin. By limiting your offers, you can implement systems that repeatedly produce expected results. Having those sorts of systems means your business is way more profitable. Just think of how much time and energy you have to spend when you're doing something for the very first time, as opposed to something you do regularly. Last year, I pared my offerings down to just 2 services, and that's when I really started to see the effects of this less is more concept. Going from an a la carte model to a 2-option model really helped increase my revenue. Previously, a lot of clients would book single services, and that was it. After moving to my 2-offer model, most clients started booking my larger package. I'm not exactly sure why this happened, but my guess is that the a la carte pricing model cheapened the services in the minds of my clients, as in they didn't seem as valuable. However, when the exact same services were offered in packages, but only 2 packages, they seem to have a higher perceived value. I also think there is this juxtaposition that happens when you have a small package next to a big package, and it can be more enticing to get the whole thing, the big package. This year, I've actually transitioned to a single offer, my signature program, Luxury Brand Leader, and this has worked really great as well. As I mentioned, we already surpassed this year's revenue goal by the first quarter of the year. We're now booked out for the entire entire year and have a wait list for next year. I honestly love having only one offer, which happens to be a high ticket offer. It has really simplified my business and also helped attract really high-end clients. Now, in total transparency, I am actually planning to create a second program or offer in the next year, but this will be more of an education-based group program instead of one-on-one services. Regardless, whatever future offers I have in my business, I will plan to always keep it simple and have a limited number of offers. I truly believe that simplifying my offers was a major factor that helped me reach and then exceed that 100K mark. So now I want to know, are you ready to make 100K in your business this year? Hit that like button down below if the answer is yes. And if you're wondering how to start attracting high ticket clients so you can make more while working less, then download my free guide, 7 Steps to a Luxury Brand. You can get your copy with the link below. Want to know more about building a luxury brand? Be sure to check out the video that just popped up. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.